In April 2019, I went on a 2-week elective placement to Ghana. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this experience, and at points there'll be clips of me talking about what I was feeling and had experienced in the moment, but mostly I'll be talking reflectively over video of scenery and what I got up to there at the time. This is day one in Ghana for me. It's currently Saturday the 13th of April 2019. And I'm whispering a little bit because I don't know how thick the walls are, and there's like people behind me at the moment. Basically right now I'm in Accra, staying in like a hostel. I flew in this morning. I left my house at just after 3 o'clock this morning, and it's now 8 o'clock in the evening. I'm not very tired. I did sleep on the plane, but I got on a plane today from Heathrow to Brussels, and from Brussels to Accra. I had some delays, the flights were quite long, but actually it was really enjoyable, and I flew on my own, which I really enjoyed. But now I'm in Accra. I met one of the guys from the Work the World house. They met me at the airport and took me to this hostel, and we had dinner, and we're off on a 4-5 hour journey tomorrow morning, nice and early, on the bus to Takoradi, to the Work the World house. I'm so excited. My excitement is just like growing and growing and growing. Like speaking to the guy about everything and like the plans and stuff, I'm literally just so excited. I couldn't say that like anymore. I can't wait to share it all with you. So a little bit of background. I used the company Work the World to organise my trip as it's one of the most popular for electives, and it's the company my university recommended. I chose to go to Ghana because I'd never been to Africa before. I wanted to experience something completely new. Once I arrived at the Work the World house, I met some of the lovely girls that were already living there. They showed me around the house, and we went to the local supermarket where I could pick up some bits and bobs and snacks, which they recommended I take to placement, so I was ready for my first day. We had a chilled evening, and I was super excited to start placement the next day. For transport, we took taxis everywhere, so to and from placement every day. You had to barter with a taxi driver to get the right price down so they weren't sort of mugging you off. It was a really fun experience to be able to sort of get to know the locals and like banter with them a bit about the taxis, and you got to see sort of the local area as you drove past every single day as well, which was really nice. I just had to walk out. I was watching a baby get circumcised, and it is so hot here, and just like the emotional side to that was a bit much, and I think I was like slightly overwhelmed, and the heat is so much. I just had to walk out. It's very different in Ghana. All the males are circumcised routinely. The first clinical procedure I saw when I got here was a young, well, like a day-old baby girl get her ears pierced. So the cosmetic customs here are slightly different, and it's interesting how they're done. I'm also not coping great with the heat, so the combination of both is making me struggle at the moment. I'm on placement again today, and I've just watched a cesarean section. I'm just in this little office, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to film a little bit. It was a C-section for fetal distress, and the woman also had pregnancy-induced hypertension. I was hoping that she would deliver naturally on the ward, as she was 10 centimetres, but unfortunately there was fetal distress, so we went to section. It was basically the same as at home. There's a few differences which I'll probably outline at another point in the video because it might be a bit long to talk about here. But yeah, basically I got to scrub in, we wear the little face masks and things, and it was really cute. A beautiful baby girl was born who was fine. She cried within a minute, so everything's great, and the mum is doing well. When I wasn't on placement, we had sort of afternoons and evenings off to like go out, and we could go shopping, go to different restaurants and experience local culture. And on weekends we were able to go out on like day trips. So one of the trips I did was a trip to the Kakum National Park, where we stayed there overnight, and it was sort of in the jungle, and we woke up at 4 a.m. to go and see the monkeys in the dark, which was really amazing. And then after that we did a treetop walk through all the trees in the jungle and was able to see all this wildlife and beautiful scenery. It's something I will never forget. This is the most unsafe thing I've ever done with my phone. So if no one ever sees any videos, it's because I filmed this and dropped my phone in a canapé. And after that, on the same day, we went to the Cape Coast. We looked around an old castle where they kept slaves in the times where they would sort of trade slaves around Ghana to Europe and places in America. It was a sort of a harrowing experience to be told about that side of history, but it was also really nice to see the beautiful scenery around the area, and we spent the rest of the day at the beach there, all ready to go back and start the next week of placement. I also had the first Monday of my second week off, as this was Easter Monday, which is celebrated immensely in Ghana. Everyone had the day off and there was just celebrations all over the place. We spent the day at one of the hotels so we could relax by the pool, and it was really, really nice. So for the rest of the video, I'm just going to talk about the midwifery side of things in Ghana. So as I said in the couple of clips that I was able to film, things are similar but slightly different, and some of the customs of things are different. So like circumcising the males, piercing the girls' ears straight away, that all being done by midwives. Obviously you would never see that in the UK. For the rest of the placement, I did spend the majority of my time in the antenatal clinic, and that was out of choice. I really love antenatal care and clinics and seeing lots of different women, and it gave me the opportunity to meet so many different types of women. Ghanaian women are so incredibly welcoming and hilarious and interesting. I was able to get involved in things like palpations, listening to the baby's heart. It was just really interesting to listen to the advice that they would give as well. The advice around getting into labour when they're coming up to term. They would always advise all women to have sex with their husbands if they were sort of getting to 40 weeks, saying, come on, you need to have sex with your husband, you need to bring on labour. And they would sort of ask me, do you recommend that in England? And I'd give my input and chat about how we use loads of different methods and advise different things. And it was just nice to, in the dull moments, chat to the midwives about the differences in our care, all the different ways that we do things, but also it came down to it most of the time that we do things exactly the same way, just maybe with slightly different medications or, you know, techniques and things like that. It was really, really interesting to have these conversations with the midwives. Talking more about the antenatal clinic, every Wednesday they had a dedicated day for teenage mums, which was really nice. They just gave different advice, more holistic advice for them about their life choices and their future, and thinking about their family and working and being a good mom and things like that. It was really nice to see the relationships that the women had built with these midwives, which they'd seen every single appointment for the whole of their pregnancy, which is something that I think we do really miss out on here in the UK. What was even better was one of the days when I was on the labour ward, one of the really young teen mums came in and I was able to watch her have her baby and support her through that. And it was just really nice. And it highlighted to me that these women do actually get a really good level of continuity of care. Something that we do really miss out on in the UK because of how busy we always are and how few midwives there are. What is really different though is that when women are in labour and just after they've had their baby, they're all in one room together. A true labour ward, labouring all together. Some of the women will have their newborn babies with them, some of the women will be in labour. And actually what's most unfortunate is that even if a woman is labouring and she's prepared herself to deliver a stillborn baby, she's still labouring in a room with women who have just had their babies and who are about to deliver a live baby. But when the women are ready to deliver their babies, they're moved into a separate little room where they can have their baby. My experience in Ghana was something I'll never forget, and I would definitely recommend doing if you can. I met so many incredible different people who are Ghanaian. The women that I worked with, the midwives, were so lovely and welcoming and interesting, and caring to all their women, and also the other people I met at the World House, all the student nurses and doctors. It was fascinating and lovely to meet them and learn about their lives as students everywhere else in the country. Although there is some controversy around elective placements and the association with volunteerism, I think that if you're going with the right intentions, and you can go on an elective placement, if you're going there to learn about our culture and to just discover what it is to be a midwife in a different context, it really made me appreciate what midwifery is. So I would recommend going.
And blow them out.
1, 2,
3.
Thank you.
I really hope you enjoyed this short and sweet video about my experience in Ghana. I know it's taken me a while to upload it because it's just a lot of footage and a lot of thoughts to process. But if you do have any questions about going on an elective placement, especially if you're thinking about going to Ghana, comment down below, ask me a question, or find me on Instagram, DM me, and I'll be happy to have a chat with you. Thanks for watching.